Have you ever experienced a single night that made you question everything you thought you knew about yourself? I never imagined I would, but one unexpected evening left me carrying a burden that followed me for months. Even now, when I think about it, I can feel the same mixture of regret, confusion, and disappointment that settled over me afterward. It all began with what should have been a simple and relaxing night. My best friend Anna came over to keep me company while my boyfriend was away on a work trip. We had known each other since childhood and shared a bond that felt more like sisterhood than friendship. We had celebrated birthdays together, comforted each other through heartbreaks, survived family struggles, and supported one another through every important chapter of our lives. She was the person I trusted most in the world. Along with us was Max, my boyfriend's beloved golden retriever. Max was a cheerful and affectionate dog who seemed capable of brightening anyone's mood. He had become part of our daily lives, and whenever my boyfriend was away, Max stayed close to me as if he understood I needed the company. That evening felt completely normal at first. Anna and I sat together talking about work, relationships, dreams, and memories from our younger years. Music played softly in the background while Max wandered between us, looking for attention and treats. We laughed, shared stories, and enjoyed the comfort that comes from spending time with someone who knows you better than almost anyone else. Looking back, I wish the night had ended there because everything that happened afterward changed the way I viewed myself and my friendship with Anna. As the evening went on, our conversation shifted toward personal topics. We talked about mistakes we had made in life, people we had hurt unintentionally, and secrets we had never shared with anyone else. The atmosphere became more emotional than either of us expected. Anna seemed restless, almost as if something was bothering her. Eventually, she admitted that she had recently made several poor decisions that she regretted deeply. She described arguments she had started, promises she had broken, and relationships she had damaged through impulsive choices. I listened carefully, trying to be supportive, but her honesty seemed to unlock something in both of us. Soon we were discussing our own insecurities and fears. Then the conversation took an unexpected turn. Anna suggested that people often hide their true selves because they are afraid of being judged. She challenged me to admit things I normally kept buried. At first it felt harmless, almost like a game between close friends. We began sharing embarrassing stories from our past and moments we wish we could erase. The more we talked, the more emotional the night became. Eventually Anna suggested something that made me uncomfortable. She wanted us to record a video message where we confessed our deepest regrets and frustrations, not for anyone else to see but supposedly as a way of confronting our feelings. I hesitated. Something about the idea felt wrong. Yet I trusted her completely and didn't want to seem afraid. Against my better judgment, I agreed. At first the recording was harmless. We talked about missed opportunities, relationship mistakes, and things we wish we had done differently. Then Anna became more dramatic. She began making exaggerated statements about people in our lives, including my boyfriend. Some of the comments were unfair and disrespectful. I laughed nervously, assuming she was joking, but she encouraged me to join in. The longer it continued, the more uncomfortable I felt. I knew we were crossing a line, yet I didn't stop it. Instead, I allowed myself to get caught up in the moment. I made comments I didn't truly believe and said things I would never have said if I had taken a moment to think clearly. It felt easier to go along with the situation than to challenge it. At the time it seemed insignificant, but deep down I knew it wasn't. Eventually the recording ended. Anna immediately acted as though nothing unusual had happened. She changed the subject, started talking about weekend plans, and laughed about unrelated things. But I couldn't move on so easily. The moment the excitement faded, a heavy feeling settled inside me. I replayed everything I had said and wondered why I had participated. Why hadn't I stopped the conversation when it became inappropriate? Why had I allowed myself to be influenced so easily? The questions kept circling through my mind. The next morning the regret became even stronger. I remembered every careless word and every moment where I had ignored my instincts. What troubled me most was that my boyfriend had done nothing wrong. He trusted me completely, and I felt as though I had betrayed that trust, not through actions but through the disrespectful things I had allowed myself to say behind his back. The guilt wasn't just about him. It was also about me. I had always believed I was someone who stood by her values even when it was difficult. Yet one evening of pressure and emotional vulnerability had been enough to make me abandon those standards. For days I couldn't stop thinking about it. Anna seemed unaffected. Whenever we spoke, she acted exactly the same as always. She never mentioned the recording or the conversation. It was as if the entire night had disappeared from her memory. I wanted to ask whether she regretted it, but I never found the courage. Instead, I carried the weight alone. Every time I saw her, I remembered what had happened. Every joke reminded me of the secret we shared. Every conversation felt slightly different, as though an invisible wall had appeared between us. I began questioning our friendship. Had she encouraged me because she genuinely wanted honesty, or because she wanted someone to validate her own mistakes? Had I agreed because I trusted her, or because I was too afraid to disagree? The uncertainty slowly damaged the confidence I once had in myself. My relationship with my boyfriend also became more difficult. Even though he knew nothing about what happened, whenever he smiled at me or thanked me for supporting him, I felt another wave of guilt. I wondered whether I deserved his trust. I wondered whether keeping the secret made me dishonest. More importantly, I wondered why I had allowed a single moment of weakness to affect me so deeply. Months passed, yet the memory refused to disappear. But something had changed.